Hello, welcome to Mart's garage. I've got my Allen key. I'm going to poke it through the hole up there and try and put a mark on the inner piece. Okay, let's try and get this nice and straight. Okay, I put a little mark there, hopefully. There's my little dot, and that looks about right to me, about halfway up the face, and you know, yay far in from there. So I'm going to cut this off, drill a hole there, file a rectangle here so a clip can go in. I'll clean it up where it needs welding, like, you know, along here, and I'll get that welded in then. Back in a bit then. Hello, I put a little bit of paint on the inside of the wing repair and a little bit of weld through primer on there, and on the inner piece I've done the same. I put paint on it and then a bit of weld through primer on there, so that can get fitted into there, and then I can spot weld there. I'll bring you back when I've made a little bit of progress. The bolt ain't long enough. Okay. Because of the way I formed the dent in the sill. The angle ain't quite right either, is it? I've managed to get a bolt into there, you know, on the back. This bit here is a bit tight. Wants to come out a bit. It's not too bad there. It's not too bad up here. There's the bolt that I've put in. I had to bend the clip a little bit to sort of get the bolt to start. It's all a little bit out on this side. But that's the length of bolt, so I'm going to get a spray can and put some paint down there and spray some paint down there. That'll tell me how long the bolt wants to be, and you know, how long a spacer I need. I've got to allow for another thickness of metal yet, but you know, we're getting there. Let's start looking at the other piece of metal. Here's a piece of metal I've just cut from my paper pattern. I'm going to bend it and then offer it in and see how it looks. Hopefully it'll be okay. Hello, right, so I've bent that piece of metal up. It's took quite a lot of reshaping. It just didn't fit, so I've refolded that fold there, for instance. Refolded that one as well, and I think I need to cheat it a bit that way as well still. The bottom's okay. This flange needs trimming off at the front. It's a bit wider here than it is at the back. This isn't too bad, and I've just scribed there so I can bend the lip out that will fit behind there. Okay, back in a little bit. Hello, here's my piece. You can see there where I moved the flange over, and you can see there where I moved the flange as well. I folded that piece up. I put a bit of black paint on it just so I could get a scribe line that I could see properly. So that's okay, I think. I've put a mark along there where I need to trim that flange. Yeah, so I did the trick with the Allen key, reached inside with the Allen key and put a mark there, So I'm going to drill a wildly oversized hole there, probably about 3/4 of an inch, and then weld a piece of tubing onto it, you know, and I'll get the length of the tubing from the spray paint on the bolt. Not sure where my bolt is, but oh, there it is. And get the length of tubing from that spray paint there. I can't weld this on yet because I want to put that strengthening piece inside, but it's ready to go on. You know, it will be ready to go when I've done a little bit more. So I'll get this dummied up then and clamped on, and then put a bolt through it and put the wing on and see if I need to make any adjustments. And then if everything's okay, I'll put the strengthening piece in and then get this welded in. It's good sometimes doing the second side, even though it's a little bit boring because you've already done it. It's good because basically you know what to do and you just get on and do it, no messing about. You know, the thinking time's a lot less. Okay, I'll get cracking then and try and get this in place. Okay, that's bolted up. I've got a bolt inside. The new piece that I've been working on is in, not in fitted, but just bolted in, and there's a spacer in between, and that I think is, you know, okay. That's okay. So, and you might be able to see up, the middle there where you've got the piece and the bolt coming through. So, oops, I'm going to call that good then. I'm going to take everything off, take the sill off, and fit the strengthening piece, and then fit this piece, and then fit the sill. How does that sound for a plan? I've got to make a little bit for the back and then fit the sill. So yeah, one step forward at a time. I think cutting off the excess part of the sill is a good idea, because that will allow it to straighten up a little bit. Righto, jolly good. I'll bring you back when there's more to show. I cut off the bottom of the inner sill, and I've offered my strengthening piece into place. That's fitting okay, and I've fitted it so it just clears that spacer that I've just put on that piece. I had to cut a little notch and I had to trim it slightly there where it fits round the remnants of the jacking point. And what I've just done, I've put some bright spots on the metal where I will try and get a bead of weld. So that's clamped in. I'm happy with it. I might have cut it slightly short, but that's okay. It's only extra strength. I just want, you know, a 1/2 inch bead every 4 or 5 inches. These things are useful. These little clamping things that I made last time. Okay, I'll get the welder fired up then and get a few beads on it. Back in a bit. There we go. There's my strengthening piece welded in place. It's welded all the way along and it's looking good. Okay, I'll bring you back when I do a bit more. Hello. I went along and just put a bit of red paint on the inner sill and the strengthening piece, and I didn't paint the bottom edge, and I just put a bit of weld through primer on it. So what I want to do now is get this front piece in, and there's the piece I'm going to put on. I've welded the spacer tube in, and again put the forget about it red on it the main part of it and weld through primer on there. Hello, righto. Got that piece on, and it's spot welded along the bottom and the front. I've welded along there. It's looking okay. I haven't planned any further really than just getting that in. So, but what I have just done is put the sill in and marked where I will drill for plug welds along there. But what I can see is there's a little bit of damage there, there's a little bit of damage there, there's a little bit of damage there, and there's a little bit of damage there. So I'm thinking I will, before I put the sill on, I will look at what I need to do to repair this and this and this. But at least I've got those holes marked, and I also I've pre-drilled in there for spot welds, plug welds. This needs to go in a bit like that. And as you can see, when I plug weld those, I'll also kind of lap it over onto the quarter panel. That's my idea anyway. Okay, right, so that little bit's done. The wing is roughed. That's all roughed out and kind of half done, you know, ready to be finished. So yeah, looking good. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that for now, and I'll come back and do a bit more another day, and when I do, I'll bring you back. Hello, welcome to Mart's Garage. I've come back out to continue with this job. At the end of yesterday's session, I'd welded that piece in, but hadn't really planned any further, so I didn't continue. So I've come out just to do a little session today. I have the sill just thrown on there, and what I need to do, let's have a think. I've been thinking about it, and what I need to do before I can fit the sill is to repair that, and repair that, and think about how to finish this little bit here. You know, a minor little repair there, which could probably be done after the event, to be honest, but that needs some attention. But the other thing that needs to be done is make a closing piece to go there, and the reason I want to do that is because when I did it on the other side, I plug welded it on, and I won't be able to plug weld it on if the sill is in place. Okay, so I've got a few things to do. I can drill these holes and do those repairs. Again, not fun jobs, not great, and I can make a piece for there. All stuff that just needs doing before I can put the sill on. Okay, righto, let's get started then. I'll bring you back when there's more to show. I've made a piece of metal. I've kind of fitted it into that area there. I'll fire the welder up, then I'll get a couple of beads on there and something along there. Wish me luck, this could turn messy. Hello, I've just offered the sill back in place, checking that everything still sort of fits. Not too bad. I don't know why there's a great big gap at the front there. I might have to address that before I weld it on, or after. Okay, let's have a little look then. I've made a piece that I've welded in there. That looks okay. There's a bead there that I need to grind down because you can see the witness mark there. But this sill will weld to that nice now. and I've just welded a little piece in there, but what I might do is weld a little piece onto the end of the sill just to kind of finish it off a little bit. A patch there. Let's just have a quick look, show you what that's the patch. It's not marvellous, but you know, it's only got to serve as something I can spot weld to. I'll hammer and dolly this flat because it's a little bit concave. You can see where I've welded in there, and the lip of the sill comes up to here, but I'll grind that a little bit there, tidy it. I'll grind this. Okay, so another little step forward. These are the little jobs. I mean, you know, I want to put the sill on, but I can't put the sill on till I've done some jobs. That's one of them. That's one of them. And the other one is here. I need to plug weld onto there a piece of metal that can close off the end. So I'll do that next. Okay, right. Oh yeah, I've drilled all those plug weld holes as well. So hopefully that should go on soon. But it'll be another session for me because I'm only doing short sessions at the moment because we've got a little puppy. Okay, I'm going to go and help out with the dogs then. I'll catch you later. Cheers then. Bye. Hello. I'm battling away with this job. I did those 2 repairs earlier. I've made a piece of metal and welded it in. Well, I've welded it, plug welded it up on the inside. I haven't welded the top bit. And I've welded a piece of metal on there as well, just to kind of broaden out the flange there. And I think that looks okay. And I've kind of put a lip there. So what I'll do when it's all done, I'll just run a little bead of weld in that gap there to just join the two together. It's nice and strong, you know. So yeah, it's looking good. I'm having to work in short bursts, and I haven't really got very much longer left. But I would like to, well, I would like to get the sill ready to weld on. I think I've got to paint on the inside of it. There's only the lower flange that wants to have weld through primer, and the rest of it can be painted. So I might as well give it a coat of paint now, and then that can be drying while I do that welding. Although, to be honest, thinking about it, I'd probably do best to weld this on tomorrow. Okay, yeah, I will continue with my work, and I'll bring you back later. Hello, it's another day, and I'm going to try and fit the sill. I have reverted to the larger clip so I can use the larger bolts there. I've put a bit of paint on everything, painted the inside of the sill, give it 2 coats actually, put weld through primer on the flange, and I've put a bit of paint underneath where I did these repairs here. So I'm going to offer that in now, clamp it in, and see if I can get the bolts to go in, and then I will proceed to weld the sill on. Okay, well that's tight at the back, but I think I need to, I know it sounds going to sound silly, but I think I need to take it off again because it isn't fitting right. Can you see that there's a gap here and it's touching tight here? I've kind of overdone it when I've built this edge up. So I'll take it off again, dress this down a bit if I can, or dress that little bit there up if I can. I wonder if I can do it just locally. Let me see if I can hit it with a chisel. That's as good as I can get it, which isn't bad. That's not bad. So I will now look at all of the welding now. So it needs welding all the way along here now. So each individual hole has to be prepared and make sure it's touching, which I can put things through holes here and lift the lower panel if need be. Okay, so that fit is quite good. They are the larger bolts that I used on the other side, the Whitworth bolts, so they're alright. Ooh, phasing. Not looking too bad though, I'm quite pleased with that. And then I can go along the bottom with the spot welder. Let me proceed then, I'll do it a bit at a time and I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Hello, it's actually much later in the day, but earlier I clamped that on and I then reached in through there and did a series of, I reached down and in and did a series of plug welds, which I allowed to kind of drift over and catch the edge of the quarter panel metal. Yeah, a little bit messy. I went all the way along here and welded all these. On a couple of them I had to use various shaped tools to, for instance, reach in through there and push the, push the lower piece up. I used that and I used this, for instance, like that. So that was handy, to be able to just find something that went through the hole and used it to bend it up. I haven't done that one there, no reason why not. I'll get that one done, and I will, and what I will do then is go along the bottom and do the spot welds. But it's, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's looking okay. You have to bear in mind what it looked like before. I always give that as a sort of caveat, don't I? Never mind. Let's get a few spot welds on the go. You see me doing spot welding, so I won't bother filming it. I'll bring you back at the end. Back in a bit. Hello. We're under the car. I forgot to drill plug weld holes there, so I gave it a go with the spot welder, and it does appear to have put some good welds along there, so that's good, isn't it? 3 thicknesses. I went from here, that was the last weld I did that was 2 thicknesses coming that way, but I noticed there was smoke coming from the spot welder, so I thought, okay, I've probably overdone it a bit. Bear in mind I've come all the way along this sill. I've done all these welds all in, quick succession. Well, relatively quick succession, but all in one session. So I think I'll try and get one more there when it's cooled down. Just one there, in between that one and that one. And then I need to put one there and one there, just to finish that. Although, to be honest, that could be left unwelded, but it's probably good to weld it. Yeah, and it's not looking too bad, to be honest. This isn't looking too bad here, this transition. Probably not the best angle to look at it from. the sill's nice and solid, really solidly welded on. I've got to do all this clean up under the floor, and then you know, it can have a coat of paint, can't it? Got to do all under there. Got me little light here. Got to do all under there. I'm getting a bit of vertigo here. Let's rein it in a bit. Yeah, so it's all a case of cleaning and painting, isn't it? But yeah, the sill is on and looking good. A little bit of rust on it, isn't there? So it needs cleaning up, to be honest. Okay, let's call it good at that. Oh, let's get up and do it from above. Hang on. So the sill is 99% done. It's all welded along the top here. It's all welded in there, along there, and bolted, welded and bolted. I liked using the bolts because it's good for positioning things before you finalise everything. It's not looking bad here. It's not looking bad in that area there. Looking good actually. So that's a good little session. I'll put the finishing touches to it tomorrow. I don't know if you noticed, but I've turned the lights off in the garage except these ones at the back. You know, because of the amount of power that thing draws. I wanted to, you know, have less power, less other things taking power to the garage. Okie doke, that'll do. Let's call it good for tonight. Okay, thanks for joining me in the garage. Take care, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers then. Bye. Hello, welcome to Mart's garage. I didn't do any work on the car yesterday because I was repairing my son's car for the MOT. And I've just come out just to do a couple of little finishing off jobs. Nothing much. But some screws came in the post, so I've put a screw in there, and that's pretty solid now and fits okay, so I'm quite happy with that, the way that fits. That looks okay. And I got the spot welder and just reached up and put the extra weld that I wanted to. Where was it? Somewhere here. There, I think that one. But that looks okay. So I'm happy with that. I'm not going to do a big session. I'm not going to start anything new. I just wanted to try those couple of things that arrived in the post. This wing is pretty sound and secure now. The sill's looking good. I also received some sanding belts for the finger belt sander. That sill really tucks under a long way, doesn't it? I don't know if that's supposed to be like that, but that's the way it's ended up. Again, I need to trim the bottom piece of the wing here. This piece needs to be trimmed off. I need to do some finishing on this wing, but the structural repairs to this side are done. I'm just trying to think, have I missed anything? I've got a few small things that I need to do. Things like filling in these odd corners here. You know, just finishing this off a little bit more tidily. That needs to be done. And the other thing that needs to be done is to bend that round, back round, and put it in place. But bear in mind, the bottom edge of it is completely missing. That's because of the mouse's nest and all the mouse urine that rotted all that corner out there. That piece over there was all rotted out. It's looking okay. I'm pleased. Oh yes, I put some spot welds here as well. And I took my friend Jackie's advice and used a piece of copper up against this piece just to protect it. And I've got a couple of welds on there now that appear to have taken without damaging this surface. Need to kind of tidy this. Just get it with a grinder. Come down here and blend this all in. Oh yeah, I've got a welding job to do there. Just weld that edge. And I think I've got one at the front there I want to do as well. You know what I mean? I've kind of broke the back of the job now, and it's just tidying. I've got to put a weld along here and a weld there as well. But yeah, it's looking okay, isn't it? And again, more trimming on the wing here. Lots of finishing jobs to do now, which sort of fall more into the cosmetic category rather than the major structural category. Big round of work there. A lot of work done there. I was tempted at one point to leave the sill on this side in place, but in reality there was just no way that could happen. There was just no way of doing a decent job yet with all that horrible stuff still in place. Okay, righto. Well, I'm quite happy to call it good at that and say thank you very much for watching. Thanks for watching. So I'm quite happy to call it good at that and say thank you very much for watching. Take care, and when I launch into a little bit more work, I'll bring you back and show you what I've done. I just thought I'd show you some evidence that I have actually done a little bit of tidying up. I went round, swept up, cleared up generally, because I've finished a lot of the major work now, so I'm just trying to identify some more minor work that I can get cracking on with. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for clicking like, and thank you for commenting. I always like it when people leave comments. So thanks a lot then. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers then. Bye.